Welcome to Storytelling with Saad.
Today's story is the Bernstein Bears and the neighborly skunk. Oh, look, said Sister Bear. Our neighbors, the woodchucks, are moving out of their burrow. It was true. The woodchuck family, who had been good, quiet neighbors for years, was moving out. The bear family waved goodbye to the woodchucks, who were moving to the far edge of bear country to be close to Mrs. Chuck's relatives. Sister looked at the empty burrow and wondered who might be moving in. Look at the Bernstein family. They're saying goodbye. Look, some beavers, said brother a couple of days later. Indeed, a beaver couple was looking at the burrow. Will make fine neighbors, said Papa. They are quiet and hard-working, and they are also great engineers. They do wonderful work with dams and streams. Yes, agreed the cubs. Beaver will make a very interesting neighbors. But the empty burrow was a little far from the nearest stream, so the beavers decided not to move in. A family of bunnies came hopping along in search for a home. Oh boy, bunnies! Shouted brother. We'll have fun playing with bunnies. Oh yes, said sister. I do hope they move in. Here's the bunny family. They're looking at the burrow which is for sale. But the burrow was much too small for the growing bunny family, and they hopped away. Days and weeks passed. The burrow not only remained empty, but it also became overgrown with weeds. A tree was uprooted during a storm and fell across the front door. Oh, look at the tree. Then one day, when the bear family had pretty much forgotten about the empty burrow, Mama noticed that the for sale sign was covered over with a sold sign. I wonder who our new neighbors will be, said the cub. They didn't have to wonder long because it turned out that their new neighbors was a skunk. Oh dear, said Papa. What will we do? Cried the cubs. What we will do, said cool Mama, is give our new neighbor a friendly welcome and ask if we can help him in any way. Here is Mr. Skunk. Mr. Skunk was a pleasant, friendly little fellow, despite his strong reputation, and he was in need of help. He especially needed help with the big heavy tree that was blocking the door. Just as skunks are strong in their ways, so bears are strong in theirs. Big strong Papa removed the tree in two shakes of Skunk's tail. Look at strong Papa. The cubs and Mama pitched in and helped to clear away the creepers and vines. Pretty soon Mr. Skunk was all moved in. I certainly appreciate your help, he said to the bear family. That's all right, Mr. Skunk, said brother. Yes, added sister, helping out is what good neighbors are for. Mr. Skunk happy. But not all neighbors are good, not even in bear country. Too Tall Grizzly, we know him, right? Who lived down the road was a not so good neighbor. Sometimes on the way to school he and his gang teased brother and sister bear. Look at Too Tall Grizzlies. Too Tall wasn't really a bad fellow, but he liked to show off for his gang, and that sometimes got him into trouble. You give Sister Bear back her books, shouted brother angrily. Too Tall had snatched sister's books and was twirling them around his head. Give back those books, shouted brother again. Who's going to make me? Said Too Tall in mean voice. Oh, look at him. What is he doing with the box? I will, said a familiar small voice. It was the voice of Mr. Skunk, who had been watching the going on from his burrow. Oh, yeah, jeered Too Tall. What can you do, you little? But before Too Tall could finish his smart talk, Mr. Skunk had assumed the firing position and let Too Tall Grizzly have a short burst of his strength right between the nostrils. Too Tall dropped Sister's books, and he and his gang skedaddled as fast as they could. "We certainly appreciate your help, Mr. Skunk," said Sister Bear. "Look at the Too Tall Grizzly and what Mr. Skunk has done. Happy little bears." "Think nothing of it," said Mr. Skunk. "After all, helping out is what good neighbors are for." The end.
Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Storytelling with Saad. Thank you.